Avia Pro and New Fox 24 reported that Moldova and NATO moved artillery to the eastern border of Transnistria. The last time NATO and Moldova did this, Transnistria won the Transnistrian War. In 2014, NBC News reported that 84% of Americans do not know where Ukraine is. In 2017, the Washington Post reported that the less Americans knew about the Ukraine's location, the more they wanted to go to war in Ukraine. Reuters reported that the US and Britain are speaking about banning Russian banks from the SWIFT international payment system, and many observers have noted the problem of how EU nations will pay for Russian gas with such a ban in place. The German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock expressed skepticism regarding such a ban, and The Economist warned that it would hasten the financial decline of the United States. According to the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, Ukraine has 405,000 active military personnel. According to Global Firepower, Ukraine has 250,000 reserves. According to Yunnan News Agency, 60,000 Ukrainian troops are deployed on the front line. Sky, Reuters and The Guardian reported that the United States deployed 8,500 NATO troops to Ukraine. According to the International Institute of Strategic Studies, Russia has 900,000 troops and 2 million reserves. ABC News reported that over 100,000 Russian troops are on the Russian border with Donetsk and Luhansk, the Donbass republics in Malorussia. According to the Federation of American Scientists, Russia has 6,400 nuclear warheads, and the United States has 4,018 nuclear warheads. This is serious stuff. You should not saber rattle with a strong government that has nuclear warheads. And the Data for Progress poll showed that 58% of voters in the United States support diplomacy with Russia to avoid a war in Ukraine. As the BBC, The Economist, Foreign Policy and Radio Free Europe have reported, NATO has missiles in Poland, Romania and Turkey pointed at Russia. The United States has at least 207 military bases in Europe with over 60,000 troops. That was in a report by Al Jazeera. CNN, Breaking Points and Russia Today reported that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was angered by his phone call with Biden. He thought that the United States was hawkishly warmongering, and he said that Ukrainian intelligence shows that a Russian military offensive is not imminent. Forces.net reported that Russia carried out military exercises in international waters off the west coast of Ireland. This shows that the Irish Free State is incapable of defending Ireland from a military invasion. Ireland and the Global Question covers this subject. However, the Irish Free State is not so incompetent when it comes to cracking down on Irish Republicans. Belfast Telegraph reported that families of the Ballymurphy massacre victims welcomed the Ballymurphy massacre inquest findings being sent to the Public Prosecution Service. It is a welcome development, but I would not hold my breath. The National reported that Gwynedd Council defied Westminster to declare St David's Day a public holiday in Wales. Channel 4 News reported that Tories gathered signatures for a no confidence vote in Johnson and that a police investigation is underway on the 17 parties in Downing Street. Russia Today reported that 4 Afghans drugged and raped a 13-year-old Austrian girl. The anarcho-feminist group Alerta Feminista attacked journalists from the Austrian newspaper for racist reporting. They are more outraged by the reporting than they are about the rape. That says it all. The Irish Independent reported that the Oxford University Press found that 21% of children use the word anxiety to describe their health. That is a sad indictment on society. The Economist reported that the number of children working is increasing, and that just explains the previous news story there. The Guardian reported that Mars, Nestle and Hershey faced a child slavery lawsuit over the enslavement of 8 children in Cote d'Ivoire. To distract from this, they made the female M&Ms in the adverts less sexy. Incredible audacity with that stupid distraction. I could care less if the female M&Ms in the adverts look less sexy. I'm more outraged by enslaving children. Like, come on, that's... Think about that the next time you're having a Snickers or Mars or a packet of M&Ms. Child slavery. Yeah, feel good, doesn't it? Unbelievable. Truthout reported that 5 Starbucks locations failed to unionise in 6 days. That's a more positive and welcome news story there. Live Action reported that the Texas Attorney General sued Planned Parenthood to recoup $10 million in Medicaid funds, and rightly so in my opinion. Those tax dollars are invested in Medicaid to save lives. Robert Reich reminded people that the top 10% of income earners in the United States own 89% of US stocks, and he also reminded people that the stock market does not reflect the economy. Russia Today reported that George Soros called for regime change against China. He said Xi Jinping is the greatest threat to open societies in the world. He contrasted Xi Jinping with Deng Xiaoping and said that Xi was a true believer in communism and that Xi idolizes Mao and Lenin. He compared China to the Third Reich by comparing the Winter Olympics to the 1936 Olympics. This story makes me hate Soros more and love China more, to be quite frank. China Daily reported that foreign airlines suspended flights to the United States over 5G safety concerns at US airports. Return to Now reported that Mexico will replace 16 million tons of genetically modified corn with native maize. The Independent reported that Bitcoin crashed. Well, that was inevitable. The bubble couldn't go on forever. Boom and bust. The Guardian reported that a North Korean train made the first crossing into China since the COVID lockdown. Russia Today reported that the yuan reached its highest level of popularity in cross-border payments since 2015. The Global Times reported that the sales of products from Xinjiang are increasing significantly. The Asia Times reported that China will invest $75 trillion in carbon neutrality. The Global Times reported that China's per capita gross domestic product is $12,551, which is above the world average of $10,926. The Cholima report that the Polish President Duda said it is no longer in Poland's interest to criticize China in order to please the Americans. China Business Forum reported that Sinopes completed the first megaton carbon capture project. China Daily reported that Xinjiang got 190 million tourists during 2021, which is an increase of over a fifth. Interesting Engineering reported that China's winged rocket can reach New York from Beijing in 1 hour. The Western Journal reported that Rittenhouse announced that there would be accountability for his defamers. The BBC reported that the CIA released 13 million pages of declassified information on UFOs. Live News reported that 15,000 people protested to overturn Roe vs. Wade in San Francisco. Newsweek reported that a Chinese fighter pilot said to Taiwanese that Taiwan is all ours, and technically speaking, he is correct. The sovereignty of Taiwan belongs to the People's Republic of China.